Escalation goes up to 3, and it is your turn, King.
Woo! I'm gonna shoot this guy.
All right.
Going to aim at its heart, where I think its heart should be. 17 plus 3, 1d6, and plus an extra 4 to the miss damage.
That is a hit.
Suck it, Monty.
That is a hit.
That is a hit.
Okay, 49 damage.
Hit earlier in the battle.
All right. It's this one, yes?
Yes.
All right. Not anymore, it's not.
That is my turn.
All right. Pearson, your turn.
Well, I have a blind guy and a not blind guy engaged with me.
Mm.
I'm going to be tricksy, and I'm going to try to disengage with... Oh, wait. Well, if the one guy is blind, do I just roll one disengage check, or do I have to add that bonus? You know what I mean? Like, if I want to slip away.
You know, there's actually, I don't think there's any rule for trying to disengage from a blinded person. I'm going to say normally you roll to disengage at a -1 because you're trying to disengage from 2 people. I'll just say roll a straight disengage.
Okay.
That works.
Yay! So I'm going to just disengage and use my movement to just circle around this end.
Okay.
So I'm on this side, so me and Finn are now engaged with this bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to roll to hit. And it's going to be great. Hopefully.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
That's a hit.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad he wasn't a stagger. That would have been a critical. Oh, well. Oh, well, he says. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say what the attack was. It was the white knuckle sting. So it's just using my poison. I might as well actually do that. It's not all that great with doing the first tier attack. But I'm going to roll me 5d6 plus 2d8 plus 8. And I'm going to do 41 damage to him.
Black.
And he's dead. So I like to think poisonous glass kind of rips through the upper part of his face, so not only scratching and his muzzle to ribbons, but also his eyes, turning them into jelly, and really just flaying him with the pure force of my attacks. So there's that. I'm content. I'm good where I am here, around the bodies of the dead.
All right.
Feel safe here.
Yeah. Well, it's more like home.
For a minute, I didn't know where Baby Junior was. I was like, where the fuck did Baby... Oh, he's, like, underneath it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Dead guy.
Actually,
well-
you're not engaged with that guy, so don't let me put you there.
Just stop.
Sorry.
Just stop touching my things.
I'm sorry.
I guess Finn will actually... yeah, she'll teleport to behind this guy
Okay.
and stab him.
Stab him with a knife.
Stab him with her daggers. Squee. Please, let's be accurate.
I'm sorry.
It's true.
That's 36 points of damage.
Cool, and I'll just do that again.
Like pausing before I enter in damage.
Oh, that was a fail.
no, okay.
That's a critical fail.
Well,
Well, he is bloodied at least. Or staggered.
All right, and then Baby Junior will go and nip at this guy right in the junk.
Woohoo!
Do bugbears have junks?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Do they have chunks?
That's is that his
they-
junk?
Do they keep
That
their junks in their trunks?
It's his junk.
Okay.
Oh no.
Does it bite off the junk?
32 points of damage.
It doesn't quite bite off the junk. All right, hang on. I don't see Baby
Honey
Junior
badger.
anymore. Where'd Baby Junior run to?
He's in the bugbear.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't see.
Like a bug.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah, like he fits perfectly.
yeah,
That's not a leg. That's a baby junior.
That's
Happy
not
to
his
see
leg.
me, or...
Okay. With that kind of damage, it actually rips off his junk.
Ooh.
Baby Junior looks happily at Pearson.
Pearson gives a
Here.
wizened nod to the
Ye-
honey badger, honey badger
In training?
kinsperson.
There you
Yeah,
go.
he's
Now we
training.
can.
Guy actually gulps. Like, whoa. All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, it is Drollin's turn.
Bugbear who has been injured by the High Elf, you have been chosen. Good night.
Jeez. Blah.
Well, I'm gonna take my move and quick action to nod, and then the dwarven sneer will remain. After all, Drollin's at full hit points. I end my turn.
All right, time for what's left of the bugbears. All 3 of them. So 2 of them are
Spoiler
going
alert, next turn, there's not going to be 3 of them.
to 2 of them are going to attack Drollin. That's a miss. That's a miss. And 1's going to attack Baby Junior. That is a hit, I believe, on Baby Junior.
He's blinded at a
Oh,
-4.
so yes, I'm sorry. That is a -4 to it.
Oh, then he
So an
misses.
18.
Then Good
Also,
job,
he has no-
bugbears. yeah. Also, he has no balls. Cole.
Would you say that he has the weakened effect on them? No, I'm not going to say that.
No, I would.
Let's go with the one that's next to Baby Junior.
All right.
Dwellin seems to be doing pretty well.
Because he hasn't suffered enough.
Alright, I'm going to use another miner to get the last leg on this side
Okay.
and throw it at the bugbear.
The only leg left.
Yep.
That's a hit.
33 points of damage.
That's a kill.
That's in my turn.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So escalation goes up to 4.
Woo!
As this party that outnumbered you 3-1 didn't even know what hit him. It is Keen's turn.
I'm going to aim at this guy. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, so range 17 plus 4. Damage 1d6. Cold damage and plus an extra 4. Ba-boom! That is going to crit for 82 damage as the what happens, GM? Okay, so he just shatters into a million pieces.
My mom always said actions speak louder than words.
Yeah. And now there was one.
Now there was one.
Yes. My turn's done.
All right, Pearson, it's your turn.
Is he wounded?
No.
I think he's the one that. No, he's not. Okay.
No, he has somehow got through all of this unscathed so far.
Wow. As a wise dwarf once said,
That's a hit.
Yay!
You're not even falling.
Bah.
That definitely staggers him.
Good. Ladies first, or ladies
got-
next? Yes, I
He's
should
got
say.
less than 5 hit points left.
I
I'd-
guess
Even if you miss, you'll kill him.
Yeah,
Cool.
pretty much.
Finn will just
Breathe on him
basically
heavily.
dance over the dead bodies or under, as my icon indicates, and attack this mother trucker
All right.
and kill him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hang on, but how dead? But how dead?
Yes, she has
But
no
how
idea.
dead?
I wish I could hug you right now, Kriana.
So, it was a close battle, but you guys managed to pull through somehow.
I ended this battle with more hit points than when I started.
It's well done. So with that, Fergal will actually come out of the ceiling as well, and look around at the carnage that took all of a minute, maybe, and then regard you guys and give a low whistle.
Pearson will just say, "Yeah, good plan, good ambush."
Yeah. Very well done.
You were worried.
I was cautious, but
You'd
you're
want to
right. It
roll
was
a
just
recharge
like,
roll for your ring.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I need
Thank
to
you.
recharge my freaking gauntlets.
1d20 be over 6. Yes! Ring.
Nice.
I'm
Come
gonna
to
use
me.
the recovery. 20.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to stop everything that I'm doing. I'm going to take off my gauntlets and ask them, why aren't you working? Why? Why do you hate
I'm
me
guilty.
so much?
Is
Racist, do
Keen
you hate
actually?
me?
Is
I
Keen
am
actually
literally-
doing that?
I am literally doing this. I am taking
Drunken-
off my gloves, and I'm going to ask them, why?
Drolin will actually wheel his head, point his fire axe at Keen, and say, "That's why. You do not know how to treat your items with respect."
You actually get a sense in your mind of when Drolin says that, a sense of agreement or affirmation in your mind from the gauntlets.
Okay. What am I supposed to do?
Take them out to a fancy restaurant.
And then you actually get these words appear in your head quite clearly.
Don't be a dick. Sorry, I'll shut up.
No, these words appear in your head that say, "Learn some respect," and that's it. Those are the only words.
Ho ho ho! It's getting heated in here.
All right. That's it. I'm not doing anything.
All right, and then I assume are you putting the gauntlets back on or something? Or
He takes them, puts them to the ground, steps on them over and over. No, I'm kidding. Oh,
I don't know.
Shut up. I'll shut up. I'm gonna listen to
All right.
myself.
Well, if you go for a few seconds with no response or anything, then you will get a different. The words will form in your mind again.
Mm-hmm.
We are a team. Treat us as a team, not as a tool.
Okay. All right. What should it? What? I'm confused. Okay, I'll put the gauntlets on and think about that, I guess.
That's always a good thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Pearson will go over to the emaciated body of this drider that has, like, not even half of its legs left. He'll be pondering over it, and he'll say aloud, "Do you think the dwarves would like a physical example of..." Never
Not
mind.
carrying that with us. Is that your plan?
No, not the entire thing, just perhaps the head. In fact, though, we're there
That's
to
Pearson.
assist. I'm just saying sometimes it would give a message, right? The threat that's there and that we are able to deal with the threat. But that's not why we're going. We're going to assist them in the hope of a political favor. This type of shock tactic might not be the best way. Dwarves aren't gnolls, nor are they bugbears, after all.
Honestly, it wouldn't be very impressive. King Vangelir has seen far worse than that.
Pearson will give a nod, and he'll say, "I will take your word for it, of course. I know very little of dwarves, only the trading ones that used to live in Whitebridge. But I suppose we can continue on."
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, so Fergal will kind of gather you guys up again, and you will start off again, and you will trek for several more hours. You stop once to rest, because when I say several, I mean like you traveled for what feels like a day. So you stop to rest for a day, which means full heal up.
Woo!
It is not the most restful rest because you are incredibly cramped in by the stone, but it is enough for you guys to heal.
Get to know each other.
Yes, get to know each other. And then after, when you wake up, you guys have a breakfast, and then you start traveling again. And after about another half day's travel, Fergal says that you have crossed the Elanisi Forest, and it is probably safe now to move up on land, safer than down below.
We are at the mercy of your advice.
Mhm.
I say we go with it.
Sure.
Yep.
Fergal will nod, and then he will start leading you guys upwards. And he moves at a brisker pace than before, so you guys aren't crawling along. And after about an hour or so, you guys break the surface, and you find that you are... Giants! You are right around here.
Ooh. Yeah.
Need some
All
distance.
right.
Okay.
You did. You did indeed. And Fergal explains, and he says, as you have found out before, our methods of traveling are faster than normal methods. So even when we move at such a slow pace, we still move quicker than you would think. And with that, Fergal says, from here on out, though, I am not familiar with Moonhelm, and I think we will have to rely on our guide, and he points to Dralin.
Yep.
Me? I'm not familiar with Moonhelm.
You're not?
Whoa.
Never been here.
Really?
Whoa,
Finn's
what?
actually laughing.
That's correct, and dwarves never lie.
Wait, that's not true.
Oh,
If you have
it seems I have been caught.
Holy crap, Graham. I'm sitting there going, wait, what?
fuck,
I didn't intend for you to have that moment.
Well, it was just a dirt moment for me, because after a second I'm like, no, I'm okay, I'm on board, but I'm like, did I not give him a piece of information or something?
The guy hasn't been to Moonhelm.
I'm a dwarf that hasn't been to Moonhelm. What?
it's possible. He could have been born
I
in
mean,
exile.
super people
Anyway.
can be born all over. I mean, that's a very it's very
Really?
racist of you, Burnerator, saying that all dwarves have had to have gone to Moonhelm.
Okay. It's a dwarf that was
Just you can't unracist that. It's okay.
You can't.
I will say that I would hope Queen Alana would have the wisdom at least to choose a
Exactly.
guide that works. You guys come back, your guide's broken.
We want a new one.
All right. Anyway,
I was about to say I know how to get to like Nimber, but that's about it. Like as character backstory, he did actually travel around a lot.
Yeah, Nimdor. Yeah.
Nimdor, but that's about it.
Which Nimdor is a very small village. It's basically the last stop, or basically it's used as a waypoint, because from all the dwarven towns to the Freelands is such a long distance that they needed an outpost so that people could resupply. So it's a very small village. But what you guys do see around you are rolling prairies. There is, off in the very far distance to the north, you see a chain of very tall mountains. And off in the west, you see another chain of slightly less tall mountains. But other than that, all you see is miles and miles of tundra.
Well, after Dralin finishes chuckling, he'll say,
Well, I'm not sure exactly where we came out of the ground, but I can probably lead us to Nimdor from here. Eventually we'll stumble across something that'll trigger my memory. And from there, it's a relatively comfortable ride or walk to Vangalir, where we will be going.
see.
Yep.
Has it been a while since you've traveled these roads?
Oh, few years. I've spent most of my time of late in the forest.
So those few years back, do you recall any threats that were on the roads that still might exist?
Nothing that would be of merit. We would easily scare away anything that would attempt it, or it would waste our time, nothing more.
Well, we don't have a lot of time, but we are now at the mercy of your advice, Drawlin.
Following the road is the best. That is what we will do.
Okay.
Perhaps I might be able to acquire some sort of mount. That way that can speed us our travel in Vamgalir. Hopefully the dwarves have not forgotten my name in all this time.
At the word of amount, Pearson will look slightly nervous to everyone else. I
Finn
don't
smirks
think we
at
need
him.
horses. I don't think horses.
Droll will
are
say,
actually-
did you not just say that we are short on time?
Exactly, which is another reason why we should start walking right now, Pearson says, as he starts moving down the road, trying to end that conversation.
Hey, Pearson. Finn like runs up behind him. So, listen, I know you might get nervous around Mount. She's like smiling the whole entire time she say this.
Nope.
If you want to
Nervousness
practice on
implies
Baby
fear.
Junior, I mean, you can always just use him just to get an idea. He's kind of like a
I would-
pony.
I don't know many ponies that can fight like Baby Junior.
Yeah, I think you've taught him some things. Finn looks actually concerned now.
And ironically, Pearson looks rather pleased and he goes, yeah, you better keep an eye on him. Or her.
Oh, right, her.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you better keep an eye on her.
Excellent.
All right.
Right, so, you said you had questions. Pearson, and I did tell you I would answer them once we got out of the forest. First thing I will tell you is that we dwarves do not respect outsiders at all, and we will heartily toy with them at our whim in order to ascertain how best to obtain the best deal.
I see.
We're rather respectful until money gets involved, and then we want all of it.
Really? Interesting.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'll even be charging you once we arrive at the village.
See, now I can't tell if this is more of your good-natured humor or if you're absolutely serious.
Know your champions of Lady Celine. It's on her tab.
Pearson's comfortable with this idea.
Finn like
Oh.
raised a finger to interject, but after hearing that, she's like, "Oh, I don't fucking care then."
Actually, Squee, my character would actually know this. He actually has been the person of trade between every single like from the gnomes to Nimdor. Has the prices or at least negotiations been harder there?
You would know this. Dwarves are notorious for two things: being exceedingly polite and having a habit of making you leave with far less money than you planned to. So it's difficult to say that it's gotten better or worse because dwarves believe in haggling. There's no such thing as a set price for a dwarf because they're better at it than everyone else, so why wouldn't they?
Okay.
But you do know that usually things are much cheaper not in Moonhelm.
Okay.
Drawlin gives a wide smile.
So, all right. What else can you tell us of your people?
Drawlin says, well, I suppose I could give you the same stereotypes that you would have heard in trading towns and tavern rumors. We enjoy finer things. That's why we like money so much. It gets us the finer things. And something else that gets us the finer things is politeness. Speaking with honeyed words. I enjoy that on occasion. It's rather disarming.
I see.
Champions of Lady Celine.
Thinking.
We enjoy proper introductions, listing the familial, the clan lineages, nicknames for what you've done in life, that sort of thing. I will be introducing you to King Vangolier, I hope, but you will obviously speak for yourselves, champions of Lady Celine.
Draw.
I'm more of a boot in the door.
I see. Drellin, words cannot explain how important this mission is for us and for the ones that we care about, and indeed for your own people. I can speak kindly, but mostly in a deceptive and disingenuous way, in order to fool or to trick. I do not wish for that intention to show through whatsoever. Would you be willing to teach us proper dwarven manners and ways to speak while we travel to your home? A crash course, if you will.
Sir, we don't have enough time. That being said, it will actually be the disrespectful one that'll end up speaking, and Drellin will end up nodding his head towards Keen.
Keen
What
is
do you-
still unfazed, standing, staring off into the distance.
He's the cleanest of you lot, and he doesn't have orc blood running through him.
Pearson will kind of look the Finn a little bit.
I
then
feel like I should be insulted, but
I mean, I can clean up pretty well, but I guess I still do have drider hands in between my fingernails. Drider hands? Drider blood. I have hands in my fingernails.
There are some things one can never clean.
wow, I feel like I should be insulted again. Finn's just like looking at Pearson and just kind of raising an eyebrow.
What's that? Well, that's just my recommendation to have the disrespectful one. Keen, I think it was, speak. By all means, you may choose your fate. I'll merely provide the introduction, however, assuming King Vangolier will see us, and I imagine he would see the champions of Lady Celine. He has, after all, been in some manner of communication with her through one of those, it's like a book. You open it and they write words to each other, whatever rules do.
I would agree. I'd be one of the worst to talk to the king.
First impressions are important, and this is too critical for my pride to get in the way. If you think you have your own eyes looking through the culture of your own people, if first impressions tell you that Keen is the most presentable, I'm fine with it. Although I would totally pick you, Finn, if it was up to me. I mean,
Oh, why thank you, Pearson.
no problem. We'll just stay here in the gutter with the rest of them for a little while longer.
Drellin chuckles and says, well, she wouldn't be a bad pick either, given the comfortable relationship that the dwarves and wood elves share, were it not for the fact that she's not a wood elf. Luthian is a little bit different.
Right. It's okay. I said I should feel insulted, but I really don't. I'm okay with this.
So what you're saying, Drellin, is that it all comes down to blood, whether it's in your veins or on your skin. Too much of the wrong type will turn your people off.
Drellin says, not so much, but in the case of Cole over there, it would be more difficult. Finian, not so much. We don't have a problem. Well, at least, I don't think the king has a problem with high elves. Luthian's still a good business partner, although Lady Celine did say something about the high elves not talking. That would be like them. Bunch of wretches, every single one of them.
Yeah, I know. They are so used to talking nonsense. You would think they'd be all over this.
Dralin narrows his eyes at Phidian and says,
Were it not for you having saved the queen ever so long ago, I too might share that attitude.
She doesn't respond.
Pearson will break the silence by calling over Keen.
He doesn't respond.
Keen?
He doesn't respond.
Pearson's gonna walk over to Keen.
Cole's going to sprint in front of him and just
Oh,
shake
boy.
him violently. Kane!
That also works.
What's
That
going
scared
on?
Me too.
You're
Cole's
the
just
one
like
who's in his
staring
head.
at him with like
Come on.
piercing eyes, kind of at him and then kind of checking him over and back to him.
Keen's gonna reach up and wipe the drool off his face. Wow. Okay. So, were we going straight to Nimdor, or what's the plan?
The fuck was that, Keen? Finn's like looking around like, am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. What the fuck was that, Keen?
I don't know. I just was thinking of something else. Don't worry about it.
Gross.
It's fine.
Go, and let go of him and keep going.
Yes, Nimdor for mounts, so that we may ride quickly to the capital, so that you may present yourselves before the king.
And you get to be our spokesperson.
You are the spokesman. Keen.
Me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
Why me? I'm bad at talking.
Keen, you are the best option. I was asked for my input. I have given it.
But
On the way, Drolin will help us all with proper etiquette, and you can practice.
okay. Are you guys big on like titles and lineage and
Dralin smiles and says,
We make understandings for outsiders.
well, all right. Because it's gonna be interesting if I have to name all that off.
Don't worry. From my understanding, the Dwarf King has great reason to hear you out. After all, you're Lady Celine's champions, and you might be what he needs.
Yeah.
So just don't fuck it up. No
Yeah.
problem.
Easy enough.
Yep, no pressure.
Yeah, just don't. Oh, son of a bitch.
Could be an ally, could be an enemy. Who knows?
Shame we didn't have that dragon with us. Now that would have been impressive.
We could technically possibly have another dragon. It will take a couple of days, though.
We don't have time, from my understanding.
Dralin looks at Pearson.
If it takes a few days to travel, then we're fine. But it is true. The sooner we get there, the sooner we can help the king, and the sooner the king can then help us. Need I remind all of you that the Sunset Tower is under siege, and Lady Celine and Queen Alanae has given us 3 months in which they can guarantee. Truly, I don't think they can guarantee that. They'll try as much as they can, but assume we only have half the time. We need to make haste as much as possible.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to take a month and a half for Olivia to get here if she needs to.
Are you in communication with her?
Yes.
Good,
I can.
then she'll know where you are. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just need to ask and hopefully
Dralin said,
everything
It will
be
not
okay."
be necessary, no. We only have a few months, most generously. And I am not so comfortable leaving Queen Alana alone in that situation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It
Well, I'm
was
gonna have to.
a regretful musing, nothing more.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to tell her anyways that we left her son over there. So,
Have fun with that.
yeah, that's gonna be fun. Anyways, let's start going.
All right.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Let's continue on the journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We-
oh,
we
go ahead.
walk.
You walk. One step, one foot in front of the other, multiple times.
I walk with them.
So you guys walk for several hours. You broke through the ground when the sun was at its zenith, and you walk for. Hang on a second. You actually walk into the night, and
Ow. I didn't see the night coming. This is bullshit. It's right there.
The Black Knight?
you cover the ground, and as far as you travel, you see again nothing but rolling grass. It is very different than what most of you are familiar to. Cole, of course, and Drawlin, you would be at least familiar with this kind of landscape. But there's no trees, there's no nothing, just grass and hills. And as it is not late night, but it's getting towards definitely towards nappy time for everyone, you see the lights of Nimdor. And you reach it a few moments later. And when you get to the village, I don't actually have a map of it, but it is barely something that could be called a village. There is one general store that is closed, that is rather large for the size of the village. And of course, Drawlin, you would know this. It's basically that large because that's where everyone resupplies. There is one tavern or / inn that is also quite large, and then a handful of rather small dwarven houses.
Oh, you smell that? The forges. Well, not really so much here. Home.
Oh.
Smells like, I don't know, everywhere else.
Did you say underwear elves?
Everywhere else.
Anywhere else?
Oh, anywhere else. Because I was about to say, I've never smelled underwear elves. I'm assuming, are they like a type of your species that's still... Never mind. Pearson says, I don't smell anything either, but my schnoz isn't as big as Drawlin's.
Now, it is speech like that that'll seen us run out of Moonhelm.
That's why I'm getting out of my system now, which is why, thankfully, I am not saying these words. How's etiquette lessons, Kane? Here's a tip: don't say their noses are big, at least in a negative way. Unless can we say it in a positive way, Drawlin? Like your nose is magnificent. It is striking. It is sharp. It is as strong as stone. You know, physical features.
Many years have I spent in this world. I have difficulty recalling at any point in which my nose was complimented.
Maybe you've been talking to the wrong people.
Yeah, you haven't lived.
Sorry. All right, anyway. I'm getting goofy. I'm sorry.
You all are rather lighthearted given the circumstances.
Kind of have to be.
Yeah.
You'll kill yourself if you get too under.
Yeah. It's a good distraction.
Don't take it personally.
So we're going to be spending the night in Nimdor, right?
I certainly
Or-
hope so. The only question is,
Yeah.
where the hell do we stay?
Drawlin will actually point the haft of his axe at the tavern.
There,
They let rooms too?
last memory serves, they might have changed.
Okay. Well, I can't smell a firestone, but I do think I smell something cooking. Or perhaps that's just beer.
Tron says, "Oh, there are quite a number of ales. This is a trade depot of sorts." we dwarves do appreciate the finer things. That's why we take your money.
I can get behind that mindset. Finn laughs a little.
All right.
Fantastic.
So is it safe to say you guys approach the tavern?
Nope, we're going the opposite direction, of course.
No.
Before that, Cole's gonna go, oh, right. And he's going to give Finn a small pouch that jingles.
Your is let me guess. Is it rocks?
Close.
Money?
Yeah, you got it.
Wow.
Finn grins. Oh, I'm so fucking rich right now. I'm gonna buy all the ale. Let's just get out the calculator and see how much I have here.
Oh my god.
Please continue.
So, Finn, did I mention how amazing you are and how thirsty I am?
Please, Pearson. Go.
An hour later in the session, Finn has bought all the ale.
All of the ale.
We might not
Hey!
even have to cash in on my character's goodwill in order to get these mounts.
Wait. That brings a good question. Speaking of ale, as we walk towards the tavern, gifts. You said your people enjoy gifts, correct?
John says,
Well, certainly. We enjoy gifts.
Is ale constituted a strong gift, a good first impression?
You
Would
would
you
have
accept-
great difficulty gifting the king ale from his own realm.
Pearson frowns, a frown of a man who's not nearly as smart as he think he is.
For that, we would probably have to find a specialist, or perhaps even brew it ourselves.
We don't have time for that.
Indeed not. But by all means, if you would like to roll a keg in front of King Vamgolir and present it as a gift from Lady Celine herself, I'm sure he would politely receive it. Because that's what we always do.
Free stuff is free.
Surface level shit isn't the important thing. It's the stuff deep inside. We don't. I don't know. With our time with the nobles in Whitebridge, I have learned that all that surface shit doesn't mean much. You have to get to the core of an individual to really speak plainly with them. So just offering a nicety for him to politely accept but interiorly get offended or be unimpressed is worthless.
Well, we're there
So-
for. Oh,
Something along the lines of a magical item would go along way better. Very likely.
maybe if we want to do overkill. I don't know if it's necessary. We're going there to help. They win, we win. I'm not sure. We're
Yeah.
kind of giving ourselves.
Yes, you're
To them.
trafficking, and I'm making this come across as difficult, but the gist of it is you're offering to help solve the dwarves' problems in exchange for King Vamgolir aiding Sunset Tower, which is comprised mostly of his staunch friends, the Wood Elves. This will not be difficult to argue.
Yeah. Purely
then.
professional.
Purely, yes. Because we are professionals.
Of course,
Here's
we're
the
the
sense as he-
champions.
Picks dried blood from underneath his fingernails. Well, I think these champions need a warm hearth and a cold ale. It has been weeks since I last drank.
Depending how much it is, maybe I'll buy one for each of you, but we'll see.
I don't need a drink. I just need a bed.
Fair enough.
Okay. Are we all good to enter the tavern?
I think so.
We do so, GM!
Alrighty.
Yes.
That tavern.
So, you enter the tavern. It is a rather large one. Give me a second. Actually, I'm just going to theater overline this because, spoiler alert, you're not getting attacked in this tavern. So I'm not going to go through the extra work. So you enter the tavern, and it is a rather large tavern for the size of the village. Like I said, it is about the size of what you would see in Whitebridge, which were rather large. There is very few people there. There is one dwarf off in a corner nursing a mug of ale, and there is a rather cheerful-looking, middle-aged female dwarf behind the counter, wiping a glass with a greasy mug.
This is a
sorry,
serious
Wiping
question.
a glass
With a greasy rag.
There we go. I was like, something about that. didn't
Say,
seem
how
right.
successful is she? Okay, now this is not a sarcastic question or anything like that.
Mhm.
I'm completely serious, so I can visualize this.
Mhm.
In Tolkien fantasy,
Mhm.
female dwarves literally do have facial hair.
These
Do
ones
your
not.
dwarves have
No.
facial hair? Do your female dwarves have facial hair or no?
No. Think closer to Dragon Age than anything else.
Okay.
They look like normal women. They look like short, stocky human women, basically.
Gotcha.
Their arms are probably a little longer than what you're used to, but yeah, it's very easy to tell most male dwarves from female dwarves. Most.
Gotcha.
Cole
Okay.
doesn't know.
Bet you Kip doesn't know either. So, do you guys inquire? Obviously, you inquire about lodgings. You will find that it is 3 gold pieces per person per room.
What an absolute outrage. Absolutely not. 3 gold pieces each. Look at these times. Your rooms are half filled.
She will look at Dwalin and she'll say, "I apologize if it inconveniences you, sir, but we are a small village, as you can see, and we don't get many travelers. We have to make up costs."
Small village, yes. One of the finest trade locations between Moonhelm and the Freelands. Indeed, just a small village.
She looks at you with a very disarming smile and tilts her head and says, "You're welcome to try, well..." And then she just doesn't say anything else.
Drellin says, "Indeed I might. Whenever I bring my personal business before King Vamgolir, maybe I'll let him know about such inhospitabilities."
With
And
that,
Droll actually turn and begin clanking towards the door.
with that,
Oh
her
my
facial
God.
expression changes and she says, well, wait, maybe not, don't be so hasty. I didn't know you were on official business for the king. Of course that gives you a discount. 2 gold pieces per person, per room.
Drellin stops and he sighs and says, "Well, I suppose these are dark times and you do have a business to run."
She wrings her hands nervously. Yes, of course.
Maybe I won't have to bring this up at the palace.
And free dinner. We had some spare left anyway. You like roast, yes?
Drellin will actually turn his head and says, "Baths, too. Had to make myself presentable for the king."
She eyes you up. 2 silver.
Ah, so long as they're hot, then fine.
She nods.
I'm-
Oh, go ahead.
I'm experiencing so much about dwarven history right now.
Yeah.
Dwarven culture right now, not history. Jesus Inferno.
She nods to a serving girl who was in the corner, so hard to notice, and she says, "Quick about you, girl. Get their rooms ready." How many rooms?
Fine.
Get 5 rooms ready and baths in each. And of course, if you all would give my maid a moment to prepare your rooms, by all means, have a seat at the hearth, and we will bring you food shortly.
That will be acceptable.
And of course, we have the finest selection of ale, only 50 silver a glass. And then she kind of nods. She says, "We do have the cheap one too, which is 5 silver a glass."
Okay, wait. Pearson is going to step over to the table. He's going to sit down, and he's going to look to Drawlin, and he'll say, So you offer us cheap ale, or you offer us your fine ale at an exorbitant price. As emissaries to the king, I don't think it's fair for us to pay more than 40 silver per glass.
I'm sorry. Let's change this real quick because he's right. I added a 0 there. I shouldn't. I forgot. It's 10 silver per gold, not 100. So it's 5 silver per glass and 1 silver for the yeah. But no, we can keep going. I'm sorry. I just added a 10 in there when there shouldn't have been.
Well, obviously, Inferno had great standing to make an argument. It was 5 gold pieces per mug. Now it's much less. He's like, all right.
One glass of mug is more than the whole room.
Maybe she was trying to pull a fast one on us. We can certainly roll with this, or maybe she misspoke.
No,
and she could just be like, okay.
no,
all right.
because dwarves are hagglers, not swindlers.
Okay.
So she would, actually, because you're not a dwarf, roll me a charm check.
Uh-oh. Using my charisma, right?
I would use your charisma, and you know what? I would use your daddy background. Family man. Because a family man does
okay.
have to be charming from time to time.
Never call it a daddy background. Really weird. It's literally called Family Man, not who is your daddy and what does he do. All right, Jesus. All right, so I'll roll 1d20.
Mm-hmm.
Normally it's +3 because my background, but my charisma is -1, so I'll add +2. What's serious? Pearson is a direct guy. He is not an emissary.
Don't forget your level.
Oh, and my level.
And your level,
thank you.
yes.
And my level. 18.
She eyes you up and says, 5 silver pieces per mug. This ale was imported from all the way in Luthien.
And Pearson will try to do his best to do equally Drowlin-like scoffs. And he'll be like, well, very well, but serve it quickly.
Drolin will actually give the keeper a rueful grin and shake his head at Pearson.
I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. It's like a child imitating its father. Not quite right, but he's trying. God love him, he's trying.
So, do you all sit down for a meal?
Sure.
Yes.
I don't think I will eat.
All right, grumpy tits, don't eat.
I'll eat later.
I'm picturing
Jeez.
grumpy tits right now.
I just saw Grumpy Cat on someone's boobs. I don't like it. In my mind eye.
All right. Well, your room isn't ready yet, so unless you want to stand there, you should probably sit down with them.
Yeah,
at least if
I'll
they're
sit
eating.
down. I just won't need anything to eat.
All right.
I'll actually call out of the innkeep.
Speaking of Luthien, what news, if any, has come from there of late? I have not heard much stirring since the troubles in the Freelines began.
The barkeep says, well, Master Dwarf, we have hardly heard anything from Luthien either, but that is not uncommon. Trade with Luthien generally goes from Vamgulir to Luthien, not the other way around. We have heard some disturbing things in the Freelands, though.
Drolin breathes in deeply and says,
Yes, there has been much disruption. Grave concerns press at all fronts.
She waves her hand and says, oh, well, it always works out. I'm sure it will this time, too. Trade will always continue.
Yes, just one day they will all come back.
And as you say that, another dwarven serving maid will bring out a giant platter of roast beef and steamed vegetables, along with, are we buying the 5 silver ale or the 1 silver ale?
Oh, 5 silver.
So the 5 silver ale, a mug for each person, and
I will not be drinking.
okay.
Normally, Pearson would just be drinking one drink, but with this speak of the freelands, I think maybe he'll have Coles too.
Finn will
And
like
beans,
grab
too.
at Coles and like look at Pearson like like
Like, were you
Wanna
want to
go,
fight
old
over
man?
it? No. Right now, actually, Pearson, he's not necessarily distracted, but he doesn't want to put up a fight, and he doesn't look like he wants to play right now, unfortunately. So he relents, and
Look.
he'll just take Keen's.
Yeah.
All right. I know what they offered to the non-dwarves, but I know they have to have the gold piece per for each the dragonfire stuff beneath the counter. They gotta have that.
They do. Do you ask for it?
Absolutely. I will have the bottle.
She smiles and actually gives Drolin a wink and gives him the bottle.
Absolutely. Damn it.
And then holds out a hand. 5 gold pieces.
Yes, that shall be handled immediately.
So, the food
check
is,
test.
for those of you who eat it, it is high quality food. I hesitate to say delicious because I don't know what your character's preferences are, but if you generally enjoy steamed vegetables and roast beef, this is some fine dining. Especially for what you would normally find in a traveling tavern. And you will see Guy, who is sitting with you guys. However, in his short goblin stature, he looks like a kid at the adult table, and he actually is using both hands to cup his ale as he greedily drinks it with a big sloppy grin on his face. And Fergal is actually sitting a bit away from you guys on the floor, cross-legged, with his head against the wall and his eyes closed.
You, Drolin will actually unclench a hand and point like a thick finger at Guy. What's your story?
And Guy looks at Drolin and say, Guy's a friend to the gnomes. Helped my friends here as well take down Shalta. He whispers the name, Shalta.
Oh. Yes. Now is a great moment. In order for me to properly present the champions of Lady Selene, I need to hear the stories of their travelers from their own lips. All I know is from what others have told me.
Two things about what Cole's doing. One, he has a mound of food on his plate, and he has both cheeks bursting with food, and he is generally unable to talk.
Tiff, I'm thinking that you're like an anime character in real life because all your characters love food so much.
I was gonna say Finn's
that's-
following suit and drinking.
It's like Gallery and Lena inverse.
Yeah. Finn might pick off Cole's plate.
Cole will snap at you.
Like Gallery and Lena inverse.
Keen isn't paying attention to the conversation. He is opening up the journal and reading it because there is an entry.
Yeah, and I will get with that in just a moment. Pearson, do you have a what is Pearson doing? Because Guy has a response, but I want to let you go first.
Yeah, sure. No, Pearson, he's eating as well. He's eating for sustenance, for the protein. He's drinking, but he doesn't look like he's taking great relish out of it. He doesn't look like he is necessarily in a foul mood, but in a slightly thoughtful mood, but not quite distracted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll make eye contact with the dwarf, but he won't be the first one to speak. For once, am I right? But if there's an opportunity, if Guy kind of flounders around a little bit, Pearson will step in. He wants to hear. Wait, he wants to hear from the lips from us. Anyway, geez, okay.
Yeah, maybe Finian has something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What? Finn looks up.
Yeah, I was under the assumption that she said she was like Cole, unable to speak because of food.
Heathens.
Yeah, you're gonna have to listen to me talk, you poor bastard.
Guy will actually look up at the dwarf and smile and say, Guy's not good at telling stories, but Fergal, my teacher, he loves to tell stories, though Guy's not always sure that Fergal remembers exactly how they went. And then Guy's quiet, like he said more than he should have.
Yeah, in some stories, I'm a man. Huh. Well, weird. No one finds that funny? I thought it was kind of funny. Finn like takes a
Drawlin
drink.
will
was
blink.
cracking up.
Drawlin will blink uncomfortably.
Drellin,